with the UI components. So in this section we will check how to use some basic UI component in React Native. Okay, so we are looking for FlatList, text input and image component. So let's start with the FlatList. So to demonstrate FlatList, I am creating one JavaScript file for FlatList component. Yes. Okay. So inside this, first of all, I am inputting some basic required components like style sheet. So I am using a safe area FlatList right now. Okay, so let's import React here. Okay, then let's create class component for FlatList. So export default class FlatList component extends with React component. Okay. Okay, so let's add a render method here to render the UI, which will return the UI component. Okay, so I am adding the save view here for creating the FlatList. Okay, so let's create style sheet object, style sheet dot create. Okay, so inside this I am creating style for shape area. Okay, let's add flex as one, and we can add some top margin top. Let's add some static. Okay, I'm adding this style to my shape area. Okay, so let's render this. So to render this we need to import from so let's replace this touchable opacity with FlatList component. Done. So this FlatList component get rendered here. We can check by adding background color to this, like green. Perfect. So it is working, and even though we have added some top margin also here. Okay, so let's make it to white. Okay, so to implement the FlatList, first of all we need to create one list for that. So I am creating one list inside a state. So for that we need to implement constructor method here with profs. Okay, super props. Let's create the state. Okay, so inside state I am creating the list, that is the array of some data. So let's create our first object with some keys and value, that is id, id1, then title, which we will show inside a list. So first done. Okay, let's add some multiple atom here. Okay, so I am adding some 5 objects here with different id and this one, the second atom, this third, fourth and fifth. Okay, so I have created this list here. So let's add flat list component here. Okay, so while rendering flat list we need to add data inside the data prop. Okay, so we are using the list that we have created inside state. Okay, then we need to add the render atom. Okay, render atom is basically the UI component that we are rendering inside the flat list atoms. Okay, so let's add this atom here. Okay, so we need to add fat arrow here. This. Okay, so inside this we need to add some UI components. So I am adding text here. Okay, so let's import text first. Okay, okay, so okay, so I have added this text component here, and I'm giving the title for this component that we are using inside a list, that is means inside list we have the object which have the title, so we are using the same. So this is item dot title. Okay, so I am giving the title for a text. Okay, then we need to add one more prop, that is key extraction. Okay, that will use to differentiate the item. Okay, so we are giving this dot state dot list dot id. for this. Okay. Let's save it. Okay, so you can find this, it's showing the list of these atoms. Okay, so let's style this component. So we need to style the component, that is text component. Okay, so let's style the text component with some background color. So I'm giving blue with some padding, that is 20. We can add some margin here, so I am adding margin horizontal. Horizontal margin is 16, and margin, vertical margin, I am giving half of this, 38. Okay, so let's add this style to the text component. Style dot text. Okay, so it is showing the list. Okay, so let's add text color to okay. So this list get rendered here. So in this way we can create a flat list. Okay, so what we have did that we have created one safe area view. Inside view we have added the flat list. Okay, and for a flat list we have added the render atom as a text component. Okay, and we are using the data from this list that we have created inside state. Okay, if I remove some atoms here, it dynamically change the contents on this flat list contents. Okay, so this is one of the example for a flat list.